Hello, and welcome to the RAND Worldwide presentation on innovative adoption solutions. Today, we'll talk through how RAND leverages our combined technology, cross-functional teams, and our extensive experience to give our customers unique and innovative ways to roll out, adopt, and expand their PLM technology. Also, the team will be sharing some real customer experiences throughout the presentation. So my name is Jason Barnett. I have worked at RAND Worldwide for 5 years. However, I've been in the PLM industry for almost 25 years. I have been in various roles spanning from technical to sales to product management to executive management. My current role is the Vice President of Manufacturing and PLM, which allows me to be involved in some of our best, most transformational customer projects. Also with me today is Jennifer McMillan. She's the manager of our learning and content development solutions. Jennifer has spent the past 25 years at RAND Worldwide working with the Ascent Courseware division, creating several customized learning programs to help support successful PLM implementations. Todd Stewart, also with us today, is the manager of our Productivity Now solutions. Todd's primary role is managing the client experience, helping to efficiently and effectively resolve issues so customers stay productive. So just a little more about the company. RAND Worldwide is a family of technology companies, and we create, resell, and acquire technology. However, a large portion of the company focuses on technology implementation and adoption. We bring together dedicated teams that impact the way your company adopts the technology. Other vendors, like the ones here today, are presenting to you in this conference, as well as help manage the impact of change in a company culture. We have decades of multi-CAD PLM experience throughout Imaginet and RAND 3D, including with vendors such as Dassault, PTC, and Autodesk, and products like CATIA, Innovia, 3D Experience, SolidWorks, Creo, Windchill, Inventor, Fusion, and so on. We have a learning management system called Productivity Now that delivers standard and custom coursework, and it's flexible through SCORM compliance and open APIs. Our technical writing skills with Ascent, we write certified courseware for major vendors. We also write content direct to our customers, including Parker Hannifin and Generac, which you'll hear about today. Furthermore, we can tap into our focused yet cross-functional services teams, which include areas like business consulting and solution architecture, data management specialists, design and process automation specialists, dedicated PLM teams, so including for vendors like Autodesk, PTC, and Dassault, simulation consulting with our RAND simulation group, software engineering, as well as a dedicated training and support team. So with our 35 years of experience with our customers, leveraging our dedicated teams, our technology, and proven implementation methodology, we can help you minimize the risk of executing complex technology projects and maximize your intended results. So I will now turn this presentation over to Jennifer so she can deep dive a little more into what RAND has to offer, as well as share a couple of customer stories along the way. And then Todd will also speak to our flexible and powerful Productivity Now platform. Jennifer, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Jason. In our years of experience working with companies like yourselves that have multi-CAD and PLM environments, we do hear many of the same challenges. And as Jason mentioned, as RAND Worldwide, we're uniquely positioned to leverage the experts in any one of our divisions to help design custom and unique solutions. Two of our customers that I'd like to take some time and mention are Parker Hannifin and Generac. Parker Hannifin is a leading engineering and design company, and as a global leader in motion and control technologies, Parker companies span multiple industries, divisions, with countless product lines. Our relationship with Parker Hannifin has been going strong for over 13 years, and like many large PLM companies, their challenges over the years have changed, and they have continued to look to us for support. Across their divisions, they have multiple CAD and PLM platforms that must be integrated, and ultimately, they also have over 1,000 engineers worldwide that they need to train and support for all of the software tools and all of their processes. Generac is the largest manufacturer of backup generators for residential, commercial, and industrial uses. Having worked with RAND 3D on a successful customized training program while at a previous company, the Director of Global Engineering Systems at Generac reached out to us directly. They had recently implemented a new custom product development release and configuration management process that used Windchill. Generac understood that implementation alone was not going to guarantee success, and they looked to us to help with creating training to ensure the successful adoption of all these processes across their 850 users. The Parker Hannifin PLM story will likely sound familiar to many of you. Early on in our relationship, they were using Matrix 1 as their PLM platform. It was then acquired by Dassault Systems and became part of the Innovia suite of tools. As Parker rolled out Innovia to their divisions, they looked to us to provide in-person training to their users. Some of this training required us to learn their engineering change process and how it was to be managed within Innovia. Our Ascent team was able to capture those processes and document them in custom learning materials that ensured that all of the training that was going to be delivered through RAND 3D would be consistent in all of the training engagements. Additionally, Parker eventually incorporated Autodesk Vault into their integrated data management strategy with Innovia, and they further leveraged some of our experts in the RAND Imaginet division to consult on database maintenance, integration, and data migration projects. These data management tasks in Vault were also captured and incorporated into the learning content created and maintained by RAND for Parker. Over the years, the training content has been delivered as instructor-led, as I previously mentioned, but it also has been adapted into self-paced training that is accessible to all of the Parker users worldwide through our learning management system called Productivity Now. Parker Hannifin's Productivity Now portal is custom branded for them and allows users to log in directly through their company website. Along with on-demand standard training content for all of their software tools, they have access to all of their custom PLM learning content that has been developed over the years. Parker has been using Productivity Now continuously for more than 13 years, and it's a valuable support tool for their organization. Before I hand you to Todd Stewart, who will explain and show you a demonstration of our Productivity Now e-learning platform, I wanted to first tell you how RAND worked with Generac to help with the adoption of their new Windchill process for their 850 users. As a company, Generac continuously seeks to increase their productivity and efficiency, and the implementation of their new custom product development release and configuration management process in Windchill certainly continued that trend. Like many of you are aware, simply implementing a new tool or process alone does not ensure the acceptance or its successful use. The Generac management team knew that they needed to share the reasons behind the change, explain how it was going to be different, and of course teach the new product development release and configuration process. The ultimate learning solution also needed to allow students to practice the newly learned skills and have evaluations throughout to ensure content was truly being understood before the new process went live for all of the users inside of Windchill. Training needed to be completed by Generac's 850 users across multiple locations over about a 3-week period. So they recognized that the logistics and the cost associated with instructor-led training sessions was just not going to be feasible. It was apparent from the beginning of the project that Generac had done a fantastic job documenting their new process, and our job was basically to leverage those documents to help create precise, easy-to-follow content that was going to be ordered logically and structured into effective modules and topics. The learning solution was broken down into multiple topics, and it allowed each user to train with content that was relevant to their specific role. Keeping this focus on what a learner needs to know is actually an important aspect of instructional design. So it really allowed us to focus the learning experience for the user. All imagery that was presented to the learners was all relevant and consistent with exactly what they would see when the system went live and when they were back on their jobs. And finally, like any great training experience, the learner had to remain engaged to get the most out of the training event. And when that event is online, you must be creative to continually maintain that engagement. Our solution for Generac ultimately was a completely customized interactive learning experience. The image here shown on the right is a simple screen capture from that solution. On the left-hand side of that image, you can see there's a table of contents, and that table of contents is specific to one single module, and there were multiple modules created, which broke all of the content down into manageable topics. The learning content was text-based as well as video-based, and it involved learners interacting directly with the module to advance the course, which again helped them keep engaged. To allow students to practice their newly learned skills, software simulations were incorporated to allow that hands-on, step-by-step practice. And a key benefit to software simulations for database training is that it eliminates having to create that training database instance for all your users and also resetting them every time you needed to go through it a second time. Simulations look like the real environment, and they enable you to control how you move through the practice and learn the process. And finally, the last aspect to the Generac solution is that they wanted to have quizzing to verify that their users were actually learning the content. So we incorporated multiple types of quiz questions into the modules, and they were all presented to the students once they went through all of the content. So in the end, all of this source content was delivered to Generac, and they were able to use this content directly in their own internal learning management system, which enabled them to track their users' progress through the training content. In Generac's situation, they have their own internal learning management system, but many customers we work with do not. And this is where the Productivity Now platform can help. Now what I'd like to do is hand you over to Todd Stewart, and he'll spend some time explaining this platform and providing you with a demonstration.
Thank you, Jennifer. I want to talk about your most valuable asset, your people. Productivity Now has been around for 20 years. It started as a knowledge gap training solution and has developed into a full learning management system, which you are able to create and add content based on your processes and procedures, which makes this a highly effective training tool for how you do things at your organization. Our e-learning is self-paced with embedded instructor-led videos. Our curriculum covers fundamentals, advanced, and specialty courses. Productivity Now lets you host your own content and share your processes and workflows. In addition, you are able to publish other product training by importing their SCORM format files or creating your own inside the Productivity Now Management Console, making this a single source of information with the goal of increased productivity and efficiency, empowering your staff. You can actually accelerate your learning for onboarding new staff, training new technology. You are able to target specific skill gaps and adopt new technology quicker by having access to Productivity Now anytime and anywhere. Productivity Now also enables you to capture your knowledge and share with your entire organization best practices, standard procedures, workflows. All can be shared through Productivity Now. You can create or design your own workflows and learning to document your organizational procedures and standards. What does this mean to you? increased productivity, sharing information, consistency, help when you need it, quality, and empowering your staff. And that is how Productivity Now helps organizations like yours. Productivity Now is hosted online in a secure Azure server that is accessible anytime and anywhere. One of the most used and powerful features of Productivity Now is the search and filter function. You're able to quickly find what you are looking for, whether it be documents, learning paths, videos, or workflows, for that just-in-time learning of what you need when you need it. Productivity Now has many product libraries, such as Autodesk, all that you need from the collections, Bentley, CATIA, Creo, SolidWorks, and more. Plus, we look beyond the designers to your entire organization and have curriculum for Adobe, business and management skills, health and safety, including Microsoft Office, and more. Productivity Now also has work group folders to share content based on your business needs. This is similar to shared network folders. Some of the examples I have is My Department, a project-based folder, or My Company or Divisional Standards, maybe by discipline. In addition, you can invite external contractors to learn the content or view your workflows. Looking at the My Courses, users can self-enroll or be assigned by a manager learning curriculum. Once enrolled, you will see them under the My Courses area on the homepage for quick access to the learning at any time. Productivity Now is based on the Ascent courseware with embedded videos from Eagle Point Software. Both are official publishers. Also, we include data sets for hands-on exercises. Our curriculum encompasses 3 learning types: comprehensive, the reading, visual, the videos, and kinetic, the hands-on exercises. So we have multiple learning modalities in our learning solution because different people learn different ways, and we understand that. At the end of the chapter, we have a short quiz to ensure the user has absorbed the information in small bite-sized chunks, which is shown to increase knowledge retention significantly. They then finish the chapter and move on. If they have to come back later, the system knows what you've looked at and takes you back to where you left off. With our Productivity Now Management Console, you are able to manage multiple things. Modify, create, or add your own documentation. Add videos, transcribe them so they are searchable. Modify existing quizzes or create your own for your own content. And then create your own learning. Add your own workflows, documents, and videos directly into the existing training along with your quiz questions for your documentation. Last, take your lunch and learns, turn them into live events. Have prerequisites so that you have to go through a certain chapter or entire learning to attend. Basically putting your Outlook invite on steroids, as this will send out an invite as well. Your managers will have access to learning reports on how users are doing in their learning journeys, whether it be completed courses or current enrollments, learning time, learning path progress. You can drill down to any of these charts and find the raw data such as Excel or PDFs based on user or groups, as well as find who's searching what. What are they looking at? Maybe you can then learn from that and do your live events on those topics. Lastly, administrate the portal with your users. Connect it to Active Directory, Synchronize, and Single Sign-On. You're able to easily manage your people and your groups using this form of automation. Set up your permissions and your experts. With Productivity Now, we realize half the challenge is changing behavior of your users. So we will help you implement and create goals, set a plan, generate awareness with your user community. Then we will review and adapt to drive increased value and usage of our platform with our customer success advisor throughout the term of your contract. This will help change behavior so that people will use the Productivity Now when they run into problems or questions about the products and tools they use every day. We use a proven methodology to help do this, which in result has proven to have high success on renewal year over year. What does this mean for you? You have a one-stop shop for your learning and support of your tools for your users to access when they need it, making them more productive. In addition, customers leverage all the existing standard content, but many companies rely on us to create unique learning content customized for them. To finish the presentation, I would like to hand you back to Jennifer to describe how Ascent can help.
Thank you, Todd, for explaining the Productivity Now learning portal in a little more depth. The Generac solution was focused solely on learning content, and this leveraged our instructional designers and editors with Ascent. In our presentations with Generac, we would have shared an image very similar to this one to explain how we can create customized learning content. Ultimately, their solution was completely unique, which was at the top of this scale. But this image also shows you how this isn't always the case for our clients. Learning solutions may be as simple as selecting content from our existing library. It can also be designed to incorporate your design models into our practices, or even your processes can be incorporated into the existing learning content library. All learning solutions are tailored to you specifically, and we can work with you to come up with the right solution. Over the course of this presentation, I've explained just two of the customers, those being Parker Hannifin and Generac. These and other projects like these often leverage many different RAND professionals from across our divisions to help with the adoption of your PLM software tools and processes. In both Parker Hannifin and Generac's cases, they had internally implemented their PLM tools and provided us with in-depth documentation to use in developing the learning content. But this isn't always the case. We do have many customers that come to us for support in selecting and implementing the right tool, maybe needing help with designing workflows and processes for these tools, and then ultimately the training of all their users to then ensure the adoption of the tool goes successfully. In our continued relationship with Parker Hannifin, they've also recently given us a project to improve the conciseness and clarity of one of their existing operations manuals that's provided to their own customers. This project also includes redesigning the material to better meet Parker Hannifin's branding standards. Our solutions to your challenges can be unique, whether we're providing consulting services for your PLM tools, designing and documenting your workflows and processes, or supporting you with learning content. We can provide the deliverables in printed and electronic form, and in the case of training, we can do that with instructors or through our Productivity Now e-learning platform. I hope that what Todd and I have been able to show you today has been helpful, and I'd like to now pass you back to Jason, who's going to finish up the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. 30 minutes isn't a lot of time to explain the details of how RAND Worldwide can help your company adopt PLM technology. But my hope is that you can see from a high level that we combine our dedicated teams with deep industry and customer experiences, along with a world-class flexible learning management technology to assemble an innovative approach to technology adoption. I do invite you to contact me for further information or to set up a discussion on how we might augment your company's approach to standards, learning content, and management. I want to thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.